Hi, I'm Robin Brush. Welcome to Owning Life. In this segment, I'm going to share with you a 4-step process that will guarantee you successful achievement of any realistic goal that you set. But before I give you the 4 steps, I'd like to give you a little background here that will help optimize the entire process. First, you have to decide what your goal is. But for many of us though, the problem is that when we get in front of a big objective, that the sheer scale of it can scare us into not attempting it in the first place. With that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to an NLP technique called chunking. Now, chunking can be used 2 ways. One, it could be chunked down to more specific, smaller, manageable, more attainable goals, or it can be chunked up into a more generalized, broader view of a big picture. But for the purpose of this, we're going to be specifically doing chunking down. You know, I remember when I was in high school, I guess I was a freshman in high school, I started martial arts. And I remember being a lowly white belt looking up at all the criteria that I had to meet to become a black belt. And it was overwhelming. But you know what I learned real quick is that the criteria between white belt and yellow belt was not that much. Then the criteria between yellow belt and orange belt wasn't that much. And so on and so on. It's like a ladder. If you're on the ground looking up at the top of a very tall building, which is your goal, figuring out how to get from point A to point B can be kind of scary. But when the ladder is in place, each rung becomes a smaller, more manageable, easily attainable, and measurable goal. And with each success, you'll build momentum and excitement. And that's what it's all about. Because once you get excited and the momentum gets going, the ball just starts rolling. Okay, so now I've got a little bit of a homework assignment for you. What I want you to do, and I want you to write this out because it's very important that you write it because it'll help you with the focusing process. Okay, there are 5 questions, and I want you to answer the questions out on paper, and I want you to write your answers in full sentences, with the exception of the last question, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But the questions are, what is your goal? What would it feel like if you achieved it? What would that give you? What is the importance of that to you? And lastly, when do you want to have it achieved by? Okay, so now, like I said, when you write this, write it in full sentences. But when you write about the date, I want you to write it out as if the future date that you set as your goal is the present. Write it as if you were already there. For example, let's say that it's New Year's Day and you have made your New Year's resolution to lose 15 pounds in 3 months. That's 5 pounds a month that you want to lose. So when you write out the goal in affirmation form like this, you will start it off as if it's March 1st and that you have already successfully completed. So you'll answer all the questions in full sentences, but you will start it off like, for example, you would write, it's March 1st. I have successfully lost 15 pounds by losing 5 pounds a month for the past 3 months. I did this by sticking to my diet and exercising regularly. So you're very specific about how you did it. Then you'll answer the other questions as well. How does it make you feel? Having the weight gone, I feel more energetic. I feel happy. I feel healthy. You see how this is? So now that you have your goal affirmation written, now we have to judge it doable. And we can do this by a model that I call the umpire. To use umpire, just compare it to your goal. Is your goal unambiguous? Is it specific? and to the point? Is it measurable? Is there a means to determine if you're on track or not? Proof. Is there a means to provide evidence that what you're doing is working? Inspirational. Is there anything about the goal that can inspire and motivate you? Responsibility. Does the goal provide you with accountability? Expectations. Does the goal provide you with clear boundaries as to when it should be achieved by? Okay, so let's compare the goal that we just made with the umpire model. Is it unambiguous? Is it specific? Yes, it is. We're declaring that we are going to lose 15 pounds in 3 months by dieting and exercise. Specifics, okay? Is it measurable? Yes, 5 pounds a month. You're setting up small chunks that can be measured and obtained. Proof. The proof is right there in the scale. If you've lost the 5 pounds in the month, you know you are doing what you need to do. Inspirational. You said that by doing it, it's going to make you feel happier and healthier and more alive and vibrant. That's inspirational. Responsibility. By writing it out, I have, I will, I am. You are taking personal responsibility for the things that you're going to be doing within the goal. And on a side note here, the more that you can do that in a public forum, the more accountability you will have in the long run, which will help you out. And the last one is expectations. We said that we expect to have it done in 3 months. So we've set boundaries. So that goal stacks up very nicely with the umpire model. So now I'm going to reveal to you the 4-step process that will guarantee a successful achievement of any realistic goal. Now, most of your big motivational gurus that are out there, they teach this in one form or another. And any successful person that has succeeded in anything will tell you that this is a tried and true method. Personally, I like to call it the DART method. If you think of your goal as being the bullseye on a dartboard, in order to hit it, all you need is a dart. Decide, act, review results, try again. It sounds pretty simple. First, you decide on what it is that you're going to do. Then you take massive action using the action plan that you've put together when you put together your little goal. Then review your results. You made it measurable. Are the little chunks that you're doing, are they bringing you towards the goal? If they are, then you're doing a good job. Keep doing that. However, if they're not, and you can see that they're not, change your strategy and try something different. The key is persistence. In NLP, we have a presupposition that says, if what you're doing is not working, do something else. It's not rocket science. But if you apply consistently the principles of the DART method, you will succeed in obtaining your goal. Once again, I'm Robin Brush. It's your life. Own it with confidence and live it with passion. Till next time.